It's another day to be great. I'm Charbel Milan, and this is A Time Shared. On today's episode, we have Jidenna Ozoh and Des Howard joining us as we discuss the psychological aspects behind successful relationships. And just like every other time, we are back. My name is Charbel Milan. Today we got
Deko, also known as Jidenna, also known as Nasty Daddy.
Des Howard.
And this is A Time Shared. So first things first, I want to go ahead and thank Des for having us at a spot again. Beautiful place. This time it's not cloudy, so we can really get the views, but it felt like a crime to do this and not have a mic for Des. So same as always, before we get going, if you guys just want to let the people know who you are, what you do, and we'll dive right in.
Facts. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Shit.
All right, I go first. He's still thinking. Pretty much everyone knows me. I've been on the show a couple of times. My name is Des Howard. Like I said, I was a college quote-unquote dropout, but I got the associates and turned into an entrepreneur. Like Charbel only knows me as an entrepreneur, but I'm really an athlete. So right now what I do is I help people change their lives and create their own business starting from zero.
Word up. I'm Jidenna Ozoh, also known professionally as Deko. Shit, I make music, I'm what they call a jack of all trades. But, I've been on the show, with Charbel before, so it's an honor to be back here, share my perspective, kick good life.
I really appreciate that you brought that up because I was literally going to say that, man. It was maybe like a year and a half ago. I was starting this off and, you gave me a chance. You sat down with me, you took me seriously, and now we're here today. So I really do appreciate that. Helped us get to where we're at today. But I know that since then, you had recently got into music back then.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the career's been growing until now with the broadcast, the music, and all the other projects you got, obviously with NAWF. So as far as the music goes, what are some of the progressions that have been going on in the background since we last spoke?
So really just working on my craft and not in the cliche way at all, even if that's how it sounds, but like really just working on me. I've just taken advantage of this quarantine we've been in and just the understanding that you can come out of all of this something new, something evolved. So I just been working on my craft, ready to share it with the world, but at the same time, just as excited to continue working on, what I'm doing.
That's crazy, bro. I'm glad you said that, bro. As far as like, coming out of the quarantine, becoming something new and doing something with it because...
Wait, Des, move the mic with you.
Right here?
Yeah. Just whenever you look at him, move it with you.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
We need to get this audio.
So, yeah. But pretty much, like, it's a quote that I always say, coming out of this pandemic, quote-unquote pandemic, it's going to be millionaires, billionaires, and witnesses. And according to your work ethic, you ain't going to be one of them. You feel what I'm saying? Especially, like, being in this circle, you ain't going to be no witness. You going to be a millionaire or a billionaire. We shooting for the top, so we got to be billionaires, bro.
No,
that's good shit.
Millionaire, billionaire, or witness. I like that. That's my first time hearing that.
Yeah, facts.
So do you think you got into music at the right time? Because obviously you got involved before any of this damn lockdown. And honestly, before like, you know what I'm saying? But before everyone kind of hopped on. Because here's the thing. When everyone got locked up, it was like all you could do is create. Mm-hmm. All you could do is do a podcast, make music. But you were on the wave before. So how did the lockdown help you out? Because obviously we're all kind of in the clear now. The vaccine's working, things are good. So how was it?
Facts. Well, I actually released my first song, my debut to the world, taking my music, career seriously, really putting it out. I dropped my first song like 3 months before the quarantine started. And in between that time, I was working on my next release and my next video. And interesting enough, the month that it was set to release, my next song and video was March 2020, when the quarantine and COVID really hit us. So, in the answer to did I get into the music thing at the right time, I don't really feel like there is a right time with anything anymore after all of this. I just feel like if you have something in your heart, do it and, see it through. So... yeah, it's kind of a mixed answer just because the quarantine gave people way more attention, way more time to pay attention to whatever you're doing. But at the same time, for me as an artist, was it the perfect time to start my career? Well, even though that I have more attention, by the audience, right? More potential for, attention. At the same time, I'm less inspired just because me being the extroverted being that I am, I take inspiration and energy from the people around me. So, given that, I've been less inspired overall just not being around people because people are what inspire me. But yeah, it all works out. The quarantine gave me time to work on my craft, and here we are, seemingly exiting the quarantine in some ways, and the sun is shining and it's getting warm. I feel like it's the perfect time to pop out.
I love it.
That's true, bro. Yeah, it's perfect time. Like they said, this summer's gonna be crazy. Bro.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a movie, right?
A straight movie. We're gonna shoot that hoe.
Last time you were on, not the one with Lance, but the one we did alone,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure with you, you said that if you're waiting for the perfect time, you're gonna wait forever.
On God.
And that was like 4 or 5 months ago.
And niggas
So-
still waiting.
I know you live by that though. You
Yeah.
take action. I take
Yeah.
action. You take action.
Right.
So how do you feel like coming out of all this? I know you never stopped taking action, but a lot of people did. So how do you feel?
I feel
about the
like I
situation?
said, like the quote I told you, it says it's gonna be millionaires, billionaires, and witnesses. The government giving us a lot of money, as far as loans, as far as people get unemployment. It's what you do with the money and stuff. And I feel like people coming out of this, they gonna be more woke, say more woke to damn, I need to be getting some other source of income, or I need to be doing this or doing that, because what I'm doing now is clearly not the shit that I need to be doing. But coming out of it, I think people just really pretty much just gonna be woke, because it's something new that they haven't experienced, but it's something that us as entrepreneurs already knew. You know what I mean? And more people gonna be in entrepreneurship, and it's gonna be more money printed, more people, making money. It ain't even all about money. It's just people gonna have awareness on towards how they spending their money and how they going about their lives and their day-to-day, basis, because this closing of the city and the pandemic has showed us, really, I personally believe on a deeper level, it helped us become more back into the old days and become better communicators with our families, because we was forced to, be with them because we couldn't leave the house and stuff like that. So on a deeper level, I feel like it's going to help people be more of in a communicative state. You know what I mean?
So it's mainly like handling adversity, because a lot of
Yeah.
people never really did.
Yeah. And truth be told, I never seen it as adversity because I did the right things. But a lot of people, I talked to a lot of people, and people, they experience difference because people actually was dependent on their next check. I always tell people, if you depend on their next check, you this close away from a financial disaster. So, you got to do something, to put you ahead, or, separate you from, the next man. And I think, like you said, I pride myself on that, always taking action, because I don't want to be I always watch Wolf of Wall Street. It's who the fuck wants to be average? He's who the fuck wants to live there? You know what I mean? Why not live extravagant? Why not live like this? And, the quote he said, I've been a rich man and a poor man. He was just I'd rather be a rich man, because at least when I show up to work, when I face my problems, I show up in a $2,000 suit and a $40,000 watch in the back of a limo. Or you show up in a motherfucking Honda Civic or that's broken down and you still trying to fix that bitch. You know what I mean? So it's just who the fuck wants to live average? Everyone wants the Lamborghini or the Bentley. You know what I mean?
So it's the concept that we're all gonna go through the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, what level do you set yourself up at to go through those problems?
Exactly. That's actually the exact terms that you should use, because it's it's crazy, because you can talk to your friend, he can talk to his friend, and they can say his pops told him this and his pop told him this. It was still the same problem. He said, bring your ass home at 5:00. But it's a certain way that, your pops might have said it, and in your household, it was a little different. It's kind of like what we was talking about in the last podcast. Everything is situational to the individual. You know what I mean? So to the individual and what they raised upon, I feel like it's just a little different, because the households are different and people are raised differently. So it's all situational.
What do you think, Jidenna? The legend, ProjectNAWF himself, the heartbeat of the
That way.
operation. How do you
The only
feel
way.
about
No,
not
for-
only handling adversity and being involved in obstacles, because obviously you have, man, in the music, financially, with the brand, but you've obviously overcame them. So do you think, because obviously we're all going to go through issues, but do you think having more in your tool belt is going to help you? Or do you think that some people need to go through it with less to ultimately come out and grind and realize what they need?
I feel like adversity is
Feel free to pull the mic closer, by the way.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can pull it up to you so you can be relaxed. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like adversity is a great supplement to success. And it's easy to see from the context of a lot of people who come from underprivileged communities, underprivileged circumstances, oftentimes end up having a hunger within them, right? So you say, does adversity, like, do we need adversity?
Does going into it with less kind of ultimately benefit the way that you challenge yourself to get through the adversity? Or do you think it's like, hey,
Well, I found the more adversity, the higher gain, the higher reward, essentially because the higher the adversity is, speaking for myself, the higher the motivation is. So like somebody who we talk about who we're all three friends with is Rivera. And if y'all know anything about his story, which I'm sure y'all do, but if you're watching this, you might not know, right? He caught a felony at 17. And given that and given the difficulty to get hired for a job with a felony is what essentially put his back against the wall to make sure that he figured out money for himself, knowing that now there's adversity, there's obstacles standing between you getting money from somebody else's contribution, essentially for working from somebody. So essentially that adversity, from not having the comfort to just be able to get a job is what gave him the motivation to build a 6-7 figure business, So yeah, I've definitely found within myself, like the adversity is a motivation. I'm Nigerian. I come from Africans. If you're an African and you live here in America, it's because you sacrifice so much. If you're a foreigner in general and you live in America, it's because you sacrifice so much. So me being Nigerian, me coming from just a culture of like grind, determination, like do whatever you need to do to get it done and strive for excellence. Well, the nature of that was adversity. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a land ravished, essentially a land raped by white people. You know what I'm saying? Took all our resources. We over here stunning from the back end. So yeah, in context of this answer, adversity is what I know. Not even just because it's what I experienced in my life. I was blessed enough to have, family who overcame a lot to put me in a good position. But everything my parents know is adversity and overcoming it. So that's all that's been taught into me. By and large, it's given me so much motivation, just that culture of overcoming obstacles in light of the excellence, you pursue. So to answer the question in long and short, how does adversity kind of affect success? Does it help you attain it? I believe it definitely does. Because me being somebody who has both sides of the coin, I come from a background of a lot of adversity and obstacle, coming from the third world, coming from Africa. But I also come from people who overcame that and raised me in a first world country in America, in the suburbs. So I understand adversity and I understand privilege. And what I can say, even in comparison to my parents, who came straight from the adversity and the obstacle, I found that people who come straight from adverse environments and situations naturally have a higher inclination for drive and determination to essentially, escape their situation in light of a brighter one.
So it's built in almost.
Yeah. So for me, it's built into. But I would even say, me coming from the African background that I come from, which is the background is adversity and obstacles. I would even say a kid who was born in America who comes straight from the hood might have more drive than me. Dude coming straight from a single mother, you know what I'm saying? And see, Dez, like, he ain't from the hood, but he comes from a single mother background, right?
That's cap. I'm from the hood.
All right, you from the hood then. All right, cool.
It just ain't Gwinnett.
Yeah, well, I look at him like he from the country. He from the sticks.
Yeah. Boy ain't never been there.
That's a little different
Boy
than
ain't
the
never
hood.
been there.
That's that NAWF mindset.
Nah, but that's my whole point though. So right, and you look at Dez, and this is somebody with a lot of drive, a lot of determination, somebody who's self-motivated. And me looking from the outside in and understanding how these things work, I know it's because he doesn't have as much to rely on as some other people do in privileged situations. So he has himself to rely on.
That's facts.
So he gets it done. And that's the crutch that a lot of people have who are in these privileged situations, who come from privileged communities or families. The reliance that's always been there since day one is something that kind of stays and travels with you. Because in fairness, it is there. If you come from a privileged community or a privileged family, they're most likely to support you until the day you die. So that reliance is real. However, somebody who doesn't have that, they're forced to figure it out for themselves.
That's true, bro. Do you I mean, by you even saying that, that's great perspective of what you just gave. But do you feel like, even the same person that came from your situation, because it's always somebody that came exactly from your situation.
Yeah.
Do you just feel like your parent, but they ended up on the other side of the spectrum? Do you feel like your parents or your family just did the right things instead of doing the wrong things, or just got around the right people, networked the right people, and just did the right stuff instead of the people on the other side of the spectrum, to where they didn't necessarily have the same shit as you? And I have a part 2 to this question too as well. Far as you were saying,
Just pull it just a little bit.
far as your family and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that you are the product of what your parents did, because you felt like even if you did just say fuck it, I'm going on a limb, you feel like your parents would be there for you too as well?
That's a good question.
So let me understand. What do you mean exactly by if I said fuck it on a limb?
Like, I'm just saying, no one tells us, no one can control us. We can only control us. No matter, we just respect our parents. We just respect our people, but just because that's how we was raised. We was raised to respect them because we either feared them or it was just like, okay, you was raised in the area where respect was the shit to give.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now people nowadays respect not given. Now I'm saying you like fuck it, like I'm just going all in on myself and just say fuck it, and I don't give a fuck what my parents think or nobody else think. Do you feel like that at the end of the day, my family's still gonna support me and get me because they actually did the right things instead of that person that was on the other spectrum, and they can help me along the way?
I think what he's trying to say is because they went through all that to set you up in a good position where you can just join the system and succeed, but never achieve your dreams. The stepping aside of that system and striving to achieve your dreams and ultimately forcing yourself to go through adversity.
Yeah.
Do you still have the support of your parents who went through adversity to set you up to not have to go through adversity?
At the end of the day, like, people would look at that shit and be like, it's bad, because I ain't gonna lie to you. If my kids watching this right now, like, nigga, you privileged. I don't care what you say. You're gonna be privileged because I'm doing the right stuff with my money. I'm doing the right stuff to help you be successful or have an edge on the next man. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a bad thing. You feel me?
Yeah. So it's a good question. So I'm an anomaly, being that I'm African. So most Africans, if you look at I'm Nigerian. Nigerians are the most they're the most wealthy and the most educated. Highlight on the educated. Nigerians are the most educated immigrant group in America.
My professor's Nigerian, bro.
That's
fact.
For quantitative risk assessment.
Yeah, so given that, there's a high importance coming from a family like mine or any African family on education and stuff. That's why Africans often end up being lawyers,
or
doctors or engineers.
Coders.
Those are like the top 3, or nurses, right? So, my family, my pops did what he needed to do. He's a physical therapist. He makes what he makes. He makes, some good money. Him doing that, he's put me in a position where I can, because here's the thing about African culture, and it's true to many cultures, but definitely it's like really important in African culture. In African culture, it's really important to be better than your father. And not even in a competitive sense. It's your father. All your father wants for you is to be better than him.
like the point of his life. It was to
Yeah,
set you up,
like,
to set your son up, to
yeah.
set your
So it's not
daughter
even-
up. To
Exactly. So it's not even necessarily like it's just the ego thing or like it's
Mhm.
a competition with our forefather who came before us. It's literally just our culture, our cultural value, and the desire for your parents for you to be better than them, right? So my father, he's worked in this professional sphere. He makes his salary, he makes his check. What he wants from me is to, do better than that. What's better than that? I'm not gonna say how much my pops makes, but what's better than that is millions, billions.
Yeah.
So what can I do to make millions and billions? Well, 9 times out of 10, it's not following the same path that the average person takes. So given that, the only way I can almost really be better than my father is to do something different. Cause he already went through that path.
And that's crazy. And you have that step ahead of people because he did what he's supposed to do to put you in that position to even, if you did something different, you have the funds or you have the resources to where you are one step ahead, that's the best thing that a kid should have. I personally think that's my opinion. I can only give you my opinion.
so wait, you're saying the ability to take the risk?
Yeah, the ability. Like he worked hard. Quote me if I'm wrong. Your dad worked hard enough in his profession to make sure that you know, in your culture that you're better than him, but at a different, not necessarily at a different thing, because sometimes people want you to follow their footsteps, but it's to where like if you were to do a different thing, you have the funds and resources because your dad did the right things. You know what I mean?
Definitely, because it's like if I came from a more underprivileged family in a sense, like my family always came up struggling for money, then me even having the personality that I have, like I might just be like, okay, well, I need to find something where I can make money for sure. If I came from watching my family struggle or just like never really flourish, financially, then I might feel like the next step for my family is for me to just put us in a position of security.
So average, just like
at least the average, right?
Exactly.
Security.
Okay.
So obtaining the security is the goal, but because you grew up with
The security,
more or less the security.
So I grew up with the security. So now it's time to like make some insecure moves.
Yeah,
Right.
so insecure moves that's supposed to make you millions or billions.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
'Cause
I
it's
feel
like,
you.
Exactly.
I
Hey
feel
man,
that.
they always say the only way to advance is to put yourself in an uncomfortable position. And when you feel uncomfortable, that's almost like seeing the green light to keep going. And it took me forever to realize that because I used to get uncomfortable and be like, how can I do this without being uncomfortable? And it's impossible because you're doing something new. You're always gonna be uncomfortable. Just like when we did episode 5, I was like, yo, Jidenna, like, yo, would you sit down with me to do a podcast? You were like, hell yeah. But now we're here. You see what I mean?
Definitely.
We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for then.
Yeah, definitely. So
How have you handled that in your own life with music, NAWF, all the industries that you're a part of? How have you like taken those risks and ultimately succeeded?
I just know that for one, high risk equals high reward.
Wait. Say that shit again because I know motherfuckers that be on that low risk shit and thinking that they're gonna get a high reward because you don't risk shit, you ain't get nothing, bro. Fuck all that.
Nothing.
High risk equals high reward. The easy way to see that, it's like my cousin tweeted something interesting last week. He was like, why is it that athletes, artists, and influencers make millions and billions of dollars? So whose golden idea was it to make a 9-to-5 the goal?
The person that wants you to work it. Bro.
That's an
We talked
interesting
about
ass
this last
question.
time, bro. We talked about this last time.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
About the 9-to-5 being a facade
so it's like you asked me like what
or
makes
the American dream.
it's almost like,
it's amazing.
it's crazy. It's almost like the flip side. It's like you asked me what allows me to take the risk of these different like creative pursuits that I've taken, these different entrepreneur pursuits that I've taken. I actually think the risk is not taking them.
Yeah,
Because
you're gonna lose so much fucking money because you're gonna like. I ain't even cut you
No,
off,
go ahead.
but listen, because it's like sometimes like, and I still see it today because I can't be a jack of all trades. He a jack of all trades. I don't know about me, but it's more so you will see somebody do the shit that you was thinking about, and you was the creator of that you could have been that person that you're watching, if that makes sense. Somebody would have been watching you the same way you're watching that person. So the risk is not taking that action or not making that move And that's why I always take action, because it's like, shit, what, even if I take that action and I fuck up, and I try to do that shit again, I'm not starting over from zero. I'm starting over from experience. So I know what the fuck not to do. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
So fucking up is almost beneficial.
That shit's great. That's what you want. You know what I mean?
That's like the cheat code, actually.
That's that.
like,
you get on GTA. That is the cheat code.
It's like
matter of
getting
fact, I think
rejected.
Put it like this. Failing is like a test and you know what answers to not pick.
Damn. That's
Failing is
crazy.
like you're taking the test and you have all the answers crossed out of this is not the answer. You know? So like I feel bad for the person who steps into it like thinking they got it all figured out, opposed to the person who knows that they had it fucked up from the get and like I'm gonna approach it this way this time.
But people don't want to, bro. People don't want to do that. Like that's coming from the perspective of someone who fucked up, right? But let's use e-commerce, because you're involved in e-commerce, right?
Okay, let's do it.
Somebody hears that, hey, like, as much as I can find a product and I can make who knows how much in a day, I can also pick a product that doesn't sell and lose money, right? And then when they pick that product, they realize like they get better at their product research, yada, yada, yada. But the other person who starts off is like, damn, I don't even want to fail. Like, I don't want to go through that. Like, I don't want to lose bread. Because if you lose bread and you're looking back at it, it's like, okay, that happened. How do I get better? But if you're still at the jump, you don't want to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why people don't take risk. I get it, because like that's what security is. That's what a 9-to-5 is. That's what it is. That security that, hey, I'm trading my time and effort for a guaranteed product,
But you know what it's like to me though?
or
I
not
feel
product
like,
to pay.
and I'm not a 9-to-5. I'm not a 9-to-5 basher at all.
Oh, wait. Time out. I just thought about something. The last job I worked was with this nigga
Where was it?
at Lifetime Fitness.
Oh yeah.
Should I go to Lifetime Fitness?
That was the last job I worked to.
We worked at the one that you go to. That's
What did
crazy.
y'all do? What is there to work at?
He was a.
I dunked on kids for a living.
I
you
just
guys the
played
coaches?
basketball to make money.
Y'all were the basketball
Yeah,
coaches?
I played basketball with
You know,
kids.
I honestly, I'm gonna be so real with y'all. I hate your job. Because
Why?
when I signed up for the gym, they did not tell me that at 6 p.m. every damn fucking weekday there was gonna be damn basketball tryouts on the court.
Did you go in the summer or something?
Bro, I show up at 6:30. It's a goddamn YMCA. The lap pool is taken by a swim team. The court is taken by a basketball team. And there's like 150 people all trying to use the same weights.
No, I already know.
Was that you guys? You guys coached the team?
Nah, fuck no. Listen, if you want my true job description, I just folded towels. But I never did the shit anyways. But I was in there playing basketball, dunking on kids with this nigga.
Yeah, niggas just chilling.
Yeah, we was chilling. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Lifetime Fitness for that gold membership. But
yeah,
platinum.
While
Wait, y'all
I,
got a platinum for working there?
Yeah. I still got it.
but you know, on topic, while I understand people not taking risk, I do feel like that is the biggest risk. It's almost like it's like a quote that I live by that I really resonate and feel like with all of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of not trying.
That's
Like-
deep. That's deep.
That
And a lot of
goes
people won't get that
deep,
shit.
bro.
Like, I'm not afraid to die. I'm afraid to pass over opportunities while I'm still living.
Okay. I'm holding the mic tight on this one, cause this is about to go a different way. I don't know how you gonna act with this one. So with that quote, I can see how you live your life. So far as like females, you know what I mean? Like, is that the same thing? Like the same quote applies? Just like shit. If I see a bad bitch walk by me, am I just gonna let her walk by me, or am I gonna say, "Hey, little mama, you bad? Let me
Yo.
talk to you. Let me get your number."
Yeah, so like, you know what I
Yo,
mean?
what kind
Nah,
of turn did we just
Nah,
take?
and I feel that, and that's a real turn. So like that quote, you know, I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of not trying. And then my boy to the right asked me like, so does that apply to the females? And damn right, though I've evolved, you know, to me back then, like, if you walking past me, you looking good, I'm gonna say something to you, girl. I'm gonna talk to you, girl. You gonna talk to me too, girl. we going politics.
We go politics.
But you know, nowadays, you know what I'm saying? The price done went up. So I'm not looking for as many conversations. I'm looking for higher price conversations. Yeah.
Yo, that's gonna be a reel, bro. We're gonna make that a
You
reel.
looking for a higher price conversation? I understand that. Well, since me personally, I'm gonna tell the truth. You feel me? What I'm saying, like, yeah, that quote do applies. It's like I learned it over a spring break. Well, you go on a spring break, like, listen, girls, if y'all go on a spring break, listen, don't be stuck up. Don't have a boyfriend at home. If you do, stop cheating. Just break up with him on spring break. Because it's like you come to spring break for 2 reasons, right? And there's one reason is to have fun, right? Everyone goes to have fun, be with their friends. Second reason, I personally think, in my opinion, is to have a little bit more fun. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you know, you know. But so don't be stuck up. And I learned that particular quote. Like, I didn't know the quote until you said it, but like it applies to my life because it's like it was so many females out there that I couldn't waste time with one. So like if I seen one, I was talking to her. It was almost the law of averages. If I talk to 10, I get one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We talking about the same thing. You know, he players, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Knowledge. He learned out there it's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game.
I ain't finna be afraid of dying. I'm focused on trying.
Yeah. So if you're trying enough, you're going to have enough fun. You feel what I'm saying? So don't go on spring break.
So what I'm hearing is no contacts are saved. Just numbers.
Yeah, well, hey, everyone go by different rules and play by different things. Now that's a players talk. That's a different conversation with a podcast or what's that dude name? Michael Blackson Jackson? Not Michael Blackson. The nigga that does the podcast that talk about females.
Oh God, like the guy that flames them? Where he's
he be flaming them. He's like, you're a used vehicle and shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a Cameron Samuels
He was like, they don't
podcast.
want your damaged goods or something like that, right?
He be speaking facts, but I ain't gonna speak too much on that. But you know, because I still got something.
I don't know. He was going a little too hard, in my opinion.
Yeah, facts.
He was going a little too hard.
I mean, you got a girlfriend, so you think differently.
It's very true. Very true.
Kevin Samuels, protect him at all costs.
Please protect him at all costs.
And let me speak on him real quick. So, like, you don't know about Kevin Samuels. He gets, like, image and relationship consultation. And he's, like, he's labeled as a misogynist, which, you know, I can understand that perspective. But what I will say about the bull is that he's telling women, if you're a woman and you're listening to this, and you've listened to any Kevin Samuels, whether you agree with it or not, whether you think it's misogynistic or not, he's telling you what men of high value, how they think.
How they think. Because
he ain't telling you like what's morally right. He's telling you what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Mama. Because I ain't gonna lie, I resonated with this one. This don't apply to my life, to be honest, but I understood exactly what he meant. And it took me one reel to watch this and learn and understand that he was real and he was telling real shit. He was like, he was talking to a female. I don't know who it was. I don't know what interview it was, but he was saying, some girl was like, you know, he was like, he asked the girl, he said, why do you make a guy wait 90 days for to have sex, right? And
90 days.
Yeah, I mean like 3 months. Or how long? He asked her, how long do you make a wife have sex?
Okay.
And then she said, I think she said 90 days or some shit, or 60 days or some shit like that.
Criteria.
And he just like, well, he's like, and you have a baby, right? And he just like, hell no. He was like, listen.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He said, hell no. He said, listen. He said, you a used vehicle asking for 2021 prices.
No,
so
Yo.
No, I follow.
I understood it because it's like, you already, like, why you making niggas wait and you already been fucked and had a baby? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't going on like, you know, that's particular situation, but I understood it. And that's how it resonated in my brain particularly.
Yeah. So the reason why I think he's dope and valuable, why he's even worth talking about is like, I feel like...
Yo. How come we're recording for like fucking 30 minutes in the second you say 2 kids?
2021, bro.
Hey, but check.
Yo, that is so funny.
I feel like in a bigger light, Kevin Samuels is part of a more general topic. Uncomfortable truths.
Yeah.
Pills to swallow.
Let me ask you a question. Are people uncomfortable or do they just not want to realize the facts, bro? Because here's the thing. If you look at somebody who went through that situation and took the right route, they want to talk about it all day. But if you go to someone who was in that situation and didn't take the right route, they're like insecure about it.
I feel like there's 2 types of people.
Okay, good. I'm glad he said that because I got something to say about this shit too. Keep going.
Yeah, I feel like there's 2 types of people. I feel like, and when I say there's 2 types of people, I'm talking about in their relation to truth. So I feel like person 1 out of the 2 type people, person 1, they have a truth and if they don't like it, if the truth doesn't agree with their vision for what life should be like, they're just dismissive of it. And they just try to ignore it and kind of push it to the side and kind of just keep their narrative of what it should be like as the dominant.
But they know it's true.
Right?
And that's why they
But
do
they know
that?
the other thing is true, right? So person number one is basically like in denial of the truth.
Right.
But they hold on to what their vision of what it actually should be like it's superior, right?
Mhm.
Now, person number two, the second type of person, there's a truth and they might not exactly be happy with the truth, but they accept it and they learn how to use the truth to their advantage.
That's facts, bro. What you saying is facts. Because what I was just gonna say, I'm glad you broke it down like that. Because I wasn't even gonna break it down like that because I was gonna let niggas still keep thinking. I was just gonna say it's like truth be told, people don't want to hear the actual truth. Like so, therefore you moderate the truth in spectrums. Like you're not lying, but you're telling the truth in pretty much just like little pieces. Because it's almost like if a girl actually says, she would say this. A girl would say this. And I was having this conversation last night. They would say, like, I would much rather you tell me you want to fuck another girl than rather you go cheat on me. You don't want to hear me saying, hey, babe, I think I want to go fuck this girl. Because you're going to be pissed. But rather than me actually going to cheat and just telling the truth, like, hey, yeah, I'm not, or lying about it. I'm put you like that. Rather than me lying about it, I'm going to say, hey, we just friends.
I mean, do you think that's what it is, or do you think people are insecure? Because I think people are insecure.
People are insecure. I just personally think that people don't really want the actual truth. Like
because they're insecure. Like for me, I want the truth because it's like a roller coaster.
But he broke it
You're
down.
just like, yo, let's get it over with.
But he broke it down. It's person one and person two. You feel what I'm saying? How he broke it down made more sense than what me just saying what I just said, because I'm glad he said it first, because it's just like people just don't want the actual truth. And then when you get them the actual truth, like we can all sit here and think about when you actually give the actual truth, niggas are more pissed than you actually lying.
But I disagree though, because person one wants the truth and they get the truth, but they're insecure. So they don't want to believe the truth. So they fool themselves into thinking that their plausible situation, the results they want are still coming. Like, no, that's not the case. I know that this is going to happen.
Okay, so let
but
me
you
ask
got
you
the
a question.
truth. You're insecure though.
Okay.
But the second person is like, damn, I took an L. How can I get better?
Right. So I'm about to ask you a question apply to females. I know you in a relationship, you have a female, but before you was in a relationship and you had a female, when that particular person one, you have those girls that are like, he played me. And then you had that girls like, yeah, I fucked up. Like, I just chose the wrong dude. You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel about the average female? I ain't gonna say that. I don't want to say average, but the female one and the female two, rather than I got played and I feel like he's a fuck nigga or whatever it may be, and my boy is still coming, rather than I got played and I still gotta go.
Okay, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
I think women just want the truth, bro. I like being straight up. I like being straight up, not because I care how you feel. I care about how I feel. I don't got time to keep up with lies. Like, I'm just gonna tell you how it is.
Okay.
And so, I also don't believe in cheating, because you could just break up with them. Like, if you're trying to go fuck someone else, go do it.
He's trying to save himself. JD.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like
he's trying to save himself. What do you feel about this?
About what specifically?
The question I just asked. So the female one, the female two, because on the
I don't get what the question is.
The question is like, I just want to know how you feel about it.
I mean, I feel like, bro, I just think women are into like in my opinion, like, don't get me wrong, you got to play some games, but at the same time, you got to be straightforward. Like, I don't got time to waste. I'm not trying to be dry, but at the same time, like, you just got to tell them how it is.
So what I will say is that,
in my opinion, I think
it's
honesty.
all this opinionated. So anybody watching this is all opinionated.
It's honesty, though.
It's honesty in your words, it's honesty in my words, and honesty in his words. So regardless, it's still all opinionated because it's all coming from different perspectives.
That's why I like this man, bro.
What I will say,
that is very true, bro.
Yeah.
All of our opinions are the truth, hypothetically.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that niggas, men, people in general underestimate other people's ability to accept the truth.
Yeah.
Like people really, really underestimate people's ability to be accepting of the truth. And like mainly even us men, like we'd be like, like if I tell her the truth, she gonna trip. But like, I'll even give this one for an example, right? Body count. Right?
I knew this was about to come up.
Right? So I know hella dudes who lie to girls about their body count. Like a girl asks them their body count, they say something like way lower, they damn near split it in half.
But hold on, females do the same thing because you multiply it by
Bro,
2.
yeah, we know girls are well known, like cap on that.
Big
that's a whole nother conversation. You might as well not even believe what she say.
You might as well not even ask.
Yeah,
he's being sexist,
or
guys.
just like whatever your system of adding, whether that's you multiply it by 2 or you add 3, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, on me. But like, where I'm going with that is like people underestimate people's ability to be accepting of the truth.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah. Okay, put it like this. I remember freshman year of college being with a bunch of girls on my floor, and then like they were asking like about body counts and stuff, like what's your body count? And I remember I capped to them girls. I told them some cap, cause I was like, what it was at the time, I ain't want to tell them. You feel me? Cause I thought they was gonna think like, oh, he a wild boy.
He's a wild card.
We have a whore in the building.
Can't fuck with him.
I thought if they knew, they was gonna be like, he a wild bull, right? But the next year, basically, I just realized that, I think girls are actually even in some way attracted to your truth. Like,
yeah, no, they are. They are.
Like something like life showed me somehow that if you were to tell a girl how many people per se you might have been with, it might not be that reaction you expect of like, oh, you've been with this many people. Oh, no, you're tripping. You're that type of guy. It might actually be like an attraction to you. Like, oh, you've been with, oh, you know what I'm saying?
You got some experience.
Yeah, you got some experience. Or like, or like.
See, I never had sex before, but knowing I was stunting.
And females' dating nature is hypergamy. Meaning what hypergamy is women date in men in status above them. In class above them.
Yep.
Whereas men, I can't remember the term exactly. It's called like hypogamy, meaning that men will date in classes status lower than them. So,
but I disagree with that because I
no,
like to shoot
this is
fire.
facts. This is an actual fact.
We're talking about the average guy.
Only reason I know this is I took a class on this.
No,
shit.
why this is true?
Average guy.
Because a man, as long as a woman looks good and makes a man feel good, 9 out of 10 men are gonna cuff her.
He gonna
as long as he can trust her. I'm talking about she looks good, like as good as you want her to look.
I know, but what if, bro? I like to know that the girl I'm with is on shit, bro.
That's what I'm talking.
She's
about.
interesting.
Okay,
like,
okay. So I feel you. That's what I'm saying.
Well, at least for a relationship.
Got you. That's why I say. That's why I say the second thing. She makes you feel good, right? So it all goes tied into that, right? But basically, where I'm going with all of this, right? A female's nature is hypergamy. Women, right? They like to date men who are in a status or class above them, typically, right? Given that, before my understanding of that, I was under the impression that, I got a cap about my body count or something like that so I don't offend or make her think like, I'm this type of guy or whatever. When I eventually found out, man, the truth ain't something that you gotta run from. Like, you know what I'm saying? The truth actually might be something to run towards. So you talk about like, can people like accept the truth? Can people take the truth? That's why I said, I feel like people underestimate people's ability to accept the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because what I ended up finding out a year after I capped to those girls in my freshman dorm about what my body count is, life showed me a year later, if you tell the girl the truth, she might actually like it. Ever since then, every girl whoever I've ever dealt with, if she asked the number, like, she get the honest to God number. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I was trying to say.
And it's always, and since my understanding of that, it's worked in my favor. Like, the truth that you feel like is gonna be a hard pill somebody can't swallow, number one, they might respect you for it just off the strength of your honesty. But number two, they might respect that truth.
But I want to take a different dynamic, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they're not even attracted to it, but at least now they know that everything that comes out of your mouth is the truth. So whether we're talking about body count or we're talking about where you were last night or we're talking about who you were with, they know that what you're saying is the truth, not because you're trying to play some mental game to set it up for manipulation, but because you don't fear anybody. Like, I'm just gonna give you the what it is, and you can deal with that.
Nah, for sure. And
Do you think they appreciate that, or?
I personally, because I've dealt with a lot of females and a lot of, within business or within like, life, I feel like me being honest, it saves me from a lot of headaches and a lot of arguments, and they appreciate it a little different. So like, even if you want to say, I don't want you or forget you, they respect you a little bit differently because you told them the actual truth, because so many people are telling them lies, and we're being, and that's how I feel like, and I pride myself on, because I actually tell the truth. There's no reason for me to lie to you, because I realize like karma and stuff is real. Like if I just tell the truth, like it ain't no way that karma or something bad is gonna happen to me, because I actually told you what it was and I told you the truth. And a lot of females respect it. Now, whether they will go for whatever situation, the things that you're talking about,
Yeah.
that's upon them, or that type of female.
They might not like it.
It's okay, but it's crazy. Even
yeah.
the girls that didn't like it, they respected it,
They
so they
respect
still.
Because we know that
Fucked with
everything
it.
coming out of Dez's mouth is legit.
Yeah, it's genuinely truth, but it's just like not necessarily the truth. Like it really hurts. Like you don't want the truth, but I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
It's crazy that you say that, because like that's why like I don't
You
care.
can pull it up. You can pull it up.
Yeah, I really don't care about being liked at all.
Yeah,
I much rather you respect me, right? Because it like, put it like this. Whatever page you're on that's different from the page a girl wants to be on, if you cap about it, then it's usually going like.
Here, 1 second. Those shots are hitting me. I gotta use the restroom. Des, take the floor, please.
all right, bet. Keep going, bro.
I bet. So like, as it comes to like being honest with somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
I much rather be respected than liked. Reason being, like, okay, let's say you and a girl are on two different pages with each other, right?
Uh-huh.
She wants this at this point in life, you want that.
Mm-hmm.
You can both imagine what that looked like. Well,
Relationship, and I just want to hit. Okay.
yeah. So it's like if you cap about it, right? Put it like this: both ways, the relationship probably gonna end. Y'all on two different. You know I'm going.
That's big facts, bro. That's big facts.
Yeah, like so, like when y'all are on them two different pages, like regardless, y'all gonna end probably. But however, if you're honest with the girl or whoever it is, then at whatever point in the future that y'all are both on different pages from whatever page y'all were on right there,
Yeah.
and now y'all are just on two completely different pages. Whatever she wanted at that time, she don't even want that no more. Whatever you was on at that point, you on something a little different, at least. Like,
At least.
Now, looking back in hindsight to what y'all had and the potential of maybe rebirthing that somehow,
Yeah.
person can be like, well, I respected you at the end of the day, like, you know, where it came from, like where it ended, like, though it didn't, like, it's not what I wanted to hear at the time,
Mm-hmm.
I respected it. So now that time is a healer, because time is a healer.
Time is a healer.
So
bro.
it's like now that time is healed, like the pill I didn't want to swallow, well, I can still respect your truth. It's just to catch you up briefly. It's like we've been talking about is essentially when you dealing with somebody who you're on a different page with, right? And it's like, should I be honest with them or should I just cap to them to make the situation more easier and convenient? And what I'm saying, like, the strength, the value, and if you actually like the sauce, bro, just to make it real simple, the sauce is to be real, tell the truth. Because let's say it's a girl, y'all on two completely different pages. Well, the reality is y'all are probably gonna stop messing with each other, like regardless.
if it's not today,
Like,
it's
If
eventually.
it's not today or tomorrow, y'all are probably gonna start messing with each other regardless because y'all are on different pages. So if you're honest with the girl, if you're honest with whoever that person is that you're on a different page with, then whenever in the future that y'all are in just a completely different place, they'll respect you more. They'll be more willing to, open up that relationship or situation again because now they've healed from whatever they couldn't control in that situation. And since they could at least see where you were coming from and respected that, they can move forward with you. Whereas if you just cap to them, it's like y'all were already on completely different pages and you just fed them some bullshit. So it's like, fuck
They
that
don't even
person.
respect you. And it's crazy. I've gotten so far in life with different females and stuff like that because of the actual respect of the truth. And it's many times like, what I'm saying? I'm like, that's not what I want, but hey, temporary, benefits, yeah, that's what I want. You know what I mean? And I got so much farther down the road because it's like, hey, I actually respected what you was on because this FF, you know what I'm saying? This dude was doing this and he was telling me differently because you're different. And it's almost perceived as you're different because you're actually telling the truth.
Well, what's the situation you guys have been in where you were lied to
Well, I was lied to?
and you didn't know it, and then you had to suffer the consequences?
Wait, you mean as far as a female or as far as like just people?
Anything. And
I
business,
was lied
female,
to?
anything.
Shit, I was lied to about going to college. What do you mean? Like
No, not even on some like grand scheme. I'm talking about like person to person interaction.
well, I was lied to, and I found out, and I figured it out.
Yeah, where it almost reinforced to yourself that shit, like, I know how that feels, so I'm just gonna keep it real when I interact with people. Because I know for me, I've been in certain, ventures. I won't say too much on them, but what I was told about up front was not how the situation ended up going. And the thing is even if the situation had ended up going the way it was gonna go regardless, I would have been cool with it. It's just the fact that I was lied to about it up front. I ultimately lost trust for that person and the situation didn't go through because I was lied to. But if you were just straight up with me up front, we could have found out a way to make it work and we're on the same page. Because it's going back to what you said, where people don't want to tell you the truth because they're scared of your reaction.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that you lying to them is ultimately what sets up the failure.
Yeah, I almost think lying is disrespectful, and I die for my respect. So if niggas just like, I hate when a person like lied to me in my face, and you looking like you sit here and lie to me. I don't respect you no more. So it's on 10. But
Right.
It's just like, I'm going to let you think that like I know you, me knowing that I know that you lied to me.
You're going to play the game.
I'm going to play the stupid ass game. But at the same time, it's like, just know we it's never going to be the same between us. And going back to kind of what you said.
We're the same asshole or good person.
Yeah.
Whichever one.
You feel what I'm saying? It's just like,
whichever one.
Yeah. I wouldn't say asshole or good person. I would just say, a respectable black man, because a lot of people don't necessarily understand the intelligence of a actual.
And niggas gonna try to
man.
bullshit you, so it's like, oh, you thought you could bullshit?
You thought you could bullshit me, like
I mean, it's just like this though, man. Like, people want their results. Like they want, because let's be real, bro. Like, unless someone really cares about you. I mean, look, my dad told me this, bro, growing up. He said life is all about benefits. He said when two people are about to have sex, right? They'll spend an hour, 2 hours taking each other's clothes off, kissing each other, blah, 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 blah. The second you're done fucking, nobody helps anyone put their clothes back on. So that's an example about life, bro, is that life is all about benefit. It's all about trade.
I feel like your pops just dropped one on you,
he dropped one on you.
Because I feel like the shit they take away from that, they're like, damn.
It's facts, bro. No one helps.
Back. It's like when you...
No one helps anyone put their clothes on. Think about that, bro.
It's crazy.
I damn sure done. I ain't never like, hear your bro, like, hear your jaw, like,
get the fuck out.
Nah, bitch, you gonna it's like a scavenger hunt. Bitch, you gonna walk around, you gonna find every goddamn piece. You gonna look under my bed, look for them panties.
No, but when he told me that, I felt it, bro. I felt it because I knew what he meant. Like, even if you care about each other, bro, people are always acting in their best interest.
Dog.
That's actually.
Think about it, bro.
I don't know how long you had that
But
one on
you know what's funny about like deep statements? As deep as that sounds, it's like, why the fuck would you help me find my drawers?
I mean, if you think that deep, if you think that deep, buddy, nah, but they be asking though. They be like, where my shit?
No, they do be.
Y'all can think about it, bro. You guys are
They do be out
kissing
like,
and everything's going smooth. Ooh, let me take that off for you. Damn, oh my
oh,
God.
you need help with that? You need help unbuttoning that? Like,
All
shit,
that
never
shit.
unbutton that shit every
Yeah,
day.
like,
And
take that shit
unbutton that shit every day. I'm trying to help her now.
And it's second shit's over.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But he was right for that though. Like I knew what he meant because, I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. There's some people who are honestly fucked up and they're just trying to use people, and those people don't get far. But I mean, in reality, even if someone's not using you, like even a good relationship is a good relationship because y'all benefit off each other for the good. So life is all about benefit, but like some people only want to use you for your benefit. So they don't want to tell you the truth because they just want to get what they need from Jidenna. I need a fucking collab with NAWF, or I need to get in with on the studio or with the label or whatever. So I'm gonna be on Jidenna's good side. But if I just establish a real relationship with Jidenna, and then later I'm like, yo, bro, can you help me with 1, 2, 3? You're gonna want to.
So I got
versus
a
me
question.
trying to lie to.
I got a question. So what do you consider a good relationship or a real relationship? My bad.
I consider a real relationship two people that are upfront with each other. about their intentions.
Okay.
Like both good and bad.
Good and bad.
And I also think that, you got to be willing to accept that sometimes people are going to hurt you, but that doesn't mean the relationship has to be over. You guys can just adapt, or you can just realize that, hey, I valued this person's relationship at a 7 or 8. I'll drop anything to help them. But after what they did, we're still close, but I drop you down to a 4 or 5. If I'm in the middle of something, I'm going to call you back later. If I got something going on, I can't make it to that. But if you're a good friend and I have you up there on an 8, 9, 10, I'll drop anything for you.
Crazy. I love that you say that.
I like how he said that, because it's like I use, like, when you was doing the numbers, I like kind of thought about, like, okay, if my mom called me,
You're leaving.
I'm actually gonna leave this podcast.
Yeah, fuck the podcast.
Like,
You're
bring
leaving.
your ass here. I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Because that's mud.
That's crazy.
But if another friend calls you that, like,
I'm like, yeah, do not disturb.
right, you see what I mean? But he's still your homie though.
Yeah, I love
and you
him.
care about him, but the level of importance, you know what I mean? So
that's respect. That's a good way to actually explain that real relationship between two people.
because I don't have too many bad relationships with people. I just value you at a different level.
Yeah.
Like I've had people, bro, call me and be like,
That
"Yo,
makes
bro,
sense.
my
You didn't
card
answer
declined."
My call 2 days ago.
Wait, what?
I was just messing with you,
Bro,
bro.
I've had people call me and be like, "Yo, I'm on the side of the road. This, that, and that. I need you to send me $80." And I know they're not in that situation, bro. And I'm almost like, I'll send the money. But I'm just like, bro, why couldn't you just call me and tell me what you're really going? Because I've had other friends call me and be like, "Yo, bro, I'm short on this, and that to cop some gas. You think you could slide me 20? I'll pay you when I get paid." I'm like, shit, you know what? I got you, fam, because you're telling me the truth. You're trying to cop a sack. I get it. I understand how it is. But I just don't like when people feel like they got to go around the bush to get what they need from you.
Right. Yeah.
I don't appreciate those relationships.
Yeah.
That's crazy, because like that more and more shows me like why I've got so much that I've attained in my life. I feel like it's from honesty. Like something I realized yesterday, like last minute, I asked one of my roommates to take me to the car shop to go. I was just getting some little modification done on my car, and which was gonna take a couple hours, so I needed someone to drop me off, and it was just like it being last minute and the proximity to which he was taking me, it was plausible that he could have said no, but he didn't. And then I got to thinking, like, damn, like anytime I ask like pretty much anyone for a favor, they do it. But I'm like, I know people ain't just doing every favor for everyone. So like, what is the difference? And I realized is like, anytime I ask of anything from anyone, I ask just with the utmost humanity. Like humanity is the word. Like I am honest, and it's just like, I allow you to be in my shoes. I ask you in a way that it's like you're saying yes or no to yourself.
Is that almost manipulative, nigga?
But there's value to that though, bro.
No, is that almost manipulative?
It might be. I'm open to the idea I'm manipulative.
But there's value to
Yeah,
that
you should
though.
be very open to that.
Because
Like,
I think there's a.
I know you.
I think there's a bad connotation on manipulation. Manipulation is just essentially just getting people to do what you want.
Well, yeah.
And
fact.
let's say you have good intentions, so
Yeah.
you manipulating people is probably a good thing.
But that's like people saying I don't judge.
Fendi.
That's like people saying I don't judge. That's a lie because we all judge.
And yeah, and everyone's manipulative, by
'Cause
the way.
if you-
Because
everyone is
because
manipulative
everyone's
in their own way.
Because everything that we do is motivated out of self-interest.
As self-interest.
You're on
It
this-
should be.
Talk
Yeah.
that shit,
It should be.
So like given that, anything you do is inherently manipulative because it's you trying to get something out of your own interior
So
motive.
my question is, you're agreeing that you are manipulative
Yeah, I just know how to do it.
the correct way, huh?
Yeah, I'm saying
It's no correct
I
way,
know,
but
I'm
it is
saying-
the correct
I'm saying
way
like
to you.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying everyone's manipulative. I just know how to do it effectively. Like a bitch will try to manipulate you the wrong way.
Yeah. But
Like,
by him saying that everyone's manipulative, it's validating that he's manipulative.
Look, this is how I look at it. I won't necessarily call myself manipulative.
no, you
I
are.
will-
It's okay.
Okay, I'll show
You ask questions a certain way to get a certain answer.
Exactly. That's
That's
manipulative.
manipulation.
Shut up.
That's manipulation. That's controlling people.
Okay. Here's the thing. I like to show people how it's in their interest to do what I'm asking. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But that goes back to the honest truth. Like, if you just told the truth, bro, like, you're manipulative. It's okay.
No,
you know what's crazy?
no.
You know what's crazy?
You know what's crazy?
Y'all know what's crazy? Why is it that we have to be manipulative? Because we do. Imagine. Think about it. 9 out of 10 dudes just want to fuck that girl. But imagine just telling her, like, I just want to fuck.
Yeah, I mean, you won't get too far.
You
but
won't
if you
net-
just
like,
bro,
only-
but it's
dude,
crazy though,
you're
because
only
some
gonna
shorties
fuck-
will be like, if you take me on a date, blah, 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 blah.
Like,
No.
even, you know, it's crazy. You know, and something about female nature, it's a little bit, like, it's a complex in their female nature. But it's like, why do we have to be manipulative?
Bro.
Because literally, you know what's crazy? A girl who literally just wants nothing more than to only have sex with you still wants to know that you like her.
Yes, it's like, it's the benefit.
A girl who only wants to have sex with you wants to know that you want to have more than just sex with her.
So
Even though she knows she only wants to have sex with you. Isn't that fucked
because
up?
she still
That's
wants to
really
leverage to
fucked
know
up.
that you like her. But here's the thing. This one comedian, right? He was talking about how he fucked a girl and she was trying to get him to stay. And he was like, I had to put on my best personality all night. I had to outcharm 5 other dudes at the bar. I had to be interesting. I had to bring the heat. And she was like, oh, you could have just been yourself. And he's like, what are you, fucking stupid? And I felt that because it's like, people will tell you, hey, just be yourself. But they don't realize that, like, you can't.
Yeah, you really
Like,
can't.
you kind of can't. Like, if I was myself, you'd think I'm crazy.
Do y'all feel like that's a society thing, or is it just like
That's like a natural instinct type
Well,
of thing,
put it
bro.
I feel like it's human nature.
No,
Read
put
the
it
law
like-
of human nature.
It's crazy. It's like, okay, put it like this. So it's like, we're talking about that projected perception of who you are to somebody new in light of gaining something that you want. And like, it's crazy because like, I ask myself that every time I'm around a new person, new girl, new anything. But like, I can genuinely say that in every room that I go in, I come as myself. And I'm sure the people around me,
okay, that makes sense.
and I'm sure the people around me can attest to that. Like JD's JD, like Jidenna's Jidenna. Like,
yeah, but if somebody don't know you, they don't know. Like, that's just JD.
but yeah,
Yeah.
so that, you know, that's funny too, because
Yeah.
I'm like definitely unique, like in terms of I do
Yeah.
shit other people don't. So they might think like, who's this nigga who's doing the
A
most,
goofy ass.
or who's this goofy nigga? Until you link up with him 3-4 more times, and that's
like, oh yeah, he just.
that's how that nigga is.
They realize you're not trying.
Yeah, realize I'm not trying. So like, I guess where I'm going with this is that, you know, he asked like, is this a societal thing that like people put on this false perception of who they are? I feel like it's not even a societal thing. It's just adaptation.
That's what I said, human nature.
It's just literally like you start picking up on patterns like, oh, girls like guys who are like this. Girls like guys who don't really speak on this. Girls like guys who do speak on this.
Or guys like to do business with guys
Yeah.
who present themselves
Yeah,
like
'cause
this.
I had
it's
a
just
girl,
so it's just like once you kind of map it out together,
Yeah.
like people like this, people don't like this. You start doing what people like and don't like. But what I do though, and I can't say everyone does this, but I honestly do this. I come as myself. Reason being is like, okay, I've definitely projected a perception of who I am. I've definitely been with girls for the first link, and I'm acting like a version of myself. Like I'm
Acting like
acting like something
character.
that is honest to a part of me, but isn't really me, and not me in that moment, how I would actually like
You actually be,
react to whatever. So basically what I found, I come as myself. Reason being, it's more work to make this perception of yourself. Because you first 2-3 links with this girl or this business partner or whatever, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm putting this version of myself, and they love it. But what happens link 50, 51? You over here, it's a regular
gets old,
Thursday,
yeah.
you tired, not having the best day, but you still having to carry this perception of yourself that's not you.
Yeah, well, that's why some relationships fail. You know, Dr. Phil touches on this.
What?
He talks about how people have their personal truth and their social truth. And they make the mistake of comparing their personal truth to other people's social truth. So like you pull up today, or Dez, right? Yo, we're at Dez's penthouse crib. Dez is dripping. He's got the gold chain. But like, I know that, my gas tank's on E. And at home, I'm late on my rent and this and that. But in reality, that's Dez's social truth. I don't know what his personal truth is. He might be behind on a payment, or he might be down on a situation with his girl, or it just got yelled at by his pops, or you don't know. But you go and make the mistake of comparing your personal truth to people's social
That's
truth.
crazy.
When in reality, if you compare your personal truth, you guys are actually a lot more in common than you think.
Are they more fucked up than you?
So yeah, so people go out and they try to,
And I feel like that's oftentimes like,
so
Yeah.
everyone's trying to
I
project.
feel like low key, like that particular situation don't come out unless two people are smoking and actually having the real truth. And I hate to put like weed and drugs involved, but like that's when the real truth come out. Y'all really connect on a different level because they actually that wall goes down and it's just like, yeah, bro, like fuck it, like
Bro, I'm
behind
not
no rent or some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like
I'm not about to expose nobody, bro, but that's happened a lot on the show, bro. We'll shoot and then we'll be talking after and they'll be like, yeah, like it actually didn't go down like that, but it sounded better to say it that way. And then
fuck
it's
all
like,
that.
the thing is, I honestly agree. Like, I agree. You know what I mean? Like, why would you explain an L in a way that sounds like an L? You know what I mean? When you can
okay.
explain it as a lesson. Like, I don't want to hear about the shit you went through. I want to hear what you got out of it.
I
But
feel
other
that,
people
bro.
might look at that as not
It's
being
something-
honest.
you
It's
know,
weird, man.
It's something that I'm trying to do.
It gets deep.
Something that I want to do more and I will do more is to be more transparent about my L's. Like, I feel like we live in a world of just like this like glorification of success, right?
Instagram.
Instant
Yeah,
gratification.
Instagram and instant gratification.
Yeah.
But it's like, where's the glorification of like missteps, like failures, you know? Like
Because that's where the real teaching is.
that's
at.
where the teacher, like,
That's where
put
the
it
real
like this,
teaching
put
is
it like
at.
this.
That's where the only
Failure,
teaching.
put it like this. Failure is at least as important as success. Failure is just as important to success as success.
Yeah.
Want to know why? Here's the difference between failure and success. You could reach success off of luck
Yep.
or natural
You can
ability
win the lottery.
or natural ability, right?
Yeah.
But failure, the difference between failure and success, you could have reached success off of luck or natural ability, but the difference is failure is experience. So the edge that somebody who has failed and been through it so many times where they were so close but ended up so short, the edge they have over somebody who just made it overnight is they know what to do day 10, day 100, day 150, day 300, day 1,000.
Yeah.
Whereas the person who just made it, just off of their luck and ability, all they know is like, shit, like I can shoot a shot, I can shoot a jumper. But they don't know what to do once their jumper ain't hitting
It
3
ain't
games.
going in no more.
A nigga who's failed a billion times, he done failed since he was young. He done had 1,000 games where he couldn't make nothing. He knows what it's like. It's night and day. Some days I'm gonna make it, some days I'm not, right? Longevity, sustainability. But somebody who just made it off of luck, like, damn, they just came in senior year just cashing that joint. But now you in college, you done went 5 games straight, you can't hit none.
But here's the
What
problem.
are you gonna do?
Here's the problem though. What happens when that person achieves that momentary success from luck, right place, the right time, whatever it is, and then they go and share that with someone else, and now that person thinks of their idea of success as skewed. They think about it from the lens of the person who kind of got
let me
lucky.
give you a perfect analogy before you go in right quick.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is why Magic Johnson or Michael Jordan this is why Michael Jordan's not even a good GM in basketball. He's one of the worst, actually, but he's the greatest basketball player of all time. The reason why great athletes don't end up being great coaches is because they were able to do so much of what they did to get them successful off of natural ability, off of no strategy or anything or no experience outside of just natural ability. So like, let's look at it like this, right? Steve Kerr, right? The Golden State Warriors coach for their dynasty, for all their championships. Steve Kerr, he played with Michael Jordan.
Really?
But yeah, he played on the 96, he played with the Bulls, like who won
Damn.
their rings.
I'm not too well versed.
Yeah.
but Damn.
The Warriors coach played with Michael Jordan. He hit 3 that got them the championship.
Damn.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And so what I was saying, great players usually don't make great coaches. What is the reason being? That the players who weren't great, but still were able to be on that stage, the reason they got there was because of experience, failure. Steve Kerr isn't 6'6". He's not a 6'6", jump out the gym, high flyer like Michael Jordan. He's like a 5'10" white boy.
Damn.
So how did he become an NBA champion? Because of all his failures, off of learning, well, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. So I'm gonna have to get really good at this. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to be able to make up for my inability for this and that. You know what I'm saying? It's all the failures that he went through that made him a great coach. So, yeah, that's just why people who are just naturally gifted at stuff, people who have just had success with things, essentially, to bring it back to the larger conversation, people who have had success are not prepared for adversity. People who have been through failure are prepared for adversity. And that's the difference. Because the adversity come in both ways.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Facts, like
The adversity come in both ways.
Oh my
But
god.
but the failure's ready for it.
Yeah.
But no
but
one
the
wants
failure
to
sustain
admit
whatever
that,
the
bro.
success is, bro.
No one wants to admit that. Like, you ask the average person on the street, a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, someone who's just kind of getting started, or 20-year-old, whatever the fuck, right? Who hasn't even started their journey. Hey, do you want to fail? You ready to fail? They're gonna be like, hell no, I'm not gonna fail. I'm gonna be the best that ever was. But it's like, bro, you need that, but you don't understand you need that until after. You see what I mean?
Let me tell you this.
Like once you crash a car, you're like, shit, I can't be speeding. But why do we need that? Why is it human nature that we need to burn ourselves before we realize we can't touch fire? It's weird, man.
That's crazy. Well, like something that even just connects us all to me. My aunt is a billionaire.
I knew
Damn.
he was rich.
Your aunt's a billionaire?
Yeah, but that's them though.
Nah.
I mean, that's still
I
awesome.
like that's how he threw that out there. He's like, yeah, but that's them.
But hey, but you got a billionaire knowledge at a phone call away.
Yeah, so
real
like
quick.
my aunt is a billionaire.
Shit.
And something that her and her husband, like they're a billionaire.
If you don't mind me asking, what industry?
Transportation.
Like
international.
like freight? Like transportation of products?
They own buses
Oh.
and trains.
Oh, okay. Like public
Is it
transportation.
here?
Yeah,
America?
public transportation in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Up.
They're up. But it's okay.
Up.
Yeah, and we gotta hold that nephew for ransom.
They
Right.
got
Yo, we gotta fly your
They
aunt out to
literally-
get on the podcast, goddamn.
yeah, not even good. But they got soldiers at the crib though. I'm talking about billionaires. But like,
Yeah, of course they got soldiers at the crib. Hell yeah.
nah, for real, your
Of
gate
course.
is like at the gate, right at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
gate.
yeah.
Like, you feel me? AK
course.
is like, come on, try us. But so like they're billionaires, right? And obviously, you don't attain billions without like real knowledge. Like people don't even understand the difference between a million and a billion.
No,
There's
but I
all-
disagree with that statement though.
What?
That you don't attain billions without real knowledge.
No, you can. I'm not saying it's not possible, but come on, 9 out of 10 billionaires got there through their knowledge of something.
The thing about
whether
being a
that's-
billionaire, bro, is you have to do something that goes outside of you. Like you could operate the best business in the world, but you probably won't be a billionaire. You have to create something that goes outside of yourself, like software, like transportation. Like they don't got to be there to scan every ticket. You see what I mean? So they can make money for something they set up and then left. That's how you become billionaire, bro. Like Amazon. Bro, Jeff Bezos does not sell a product and he does not deliver a product. He allows third-party sellers and third-party DSP companies that deliver the product and people that sell the product, he provides them a platform. Uber provides a platform. They don't own a car. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you. At the same time, I agree with you.
So it's like systems.
Yeah, they create systems at the same
But
time.
I guess you're right because you need knowledge. to
You
create
need
those
knowledge
systems.
for that. Like,
Yeah.
because
Knowledge, bro.
even
Yeah.
his ability to
You're
create
right.
those systems came from his knowledge
Nah,
that
you're
we
right.
needed those systems.
I tripped. You're right.
You know?
You're right. Yeah.
So they're billionaires. They stayed with my family 2 summers ago. That was the summer I was actually at the crib. So like I took it, from like my personal mission. Let me learn as much as I can from these people. And the one thing that my uncle and aunt, and I say the billionaires again, not for any gratification or bragging, but just to highlight the point of like, if you can understand this concept, what is possible that you could do. They're billionaires, but every single day, literally every morning, every single day, they told me, keep struggling, keep failing. That was the simple shit that's all they would tell me, bro. They wouldn't tell me no complicated, you need to study all day. They wouldn't tell me no cliche, like keep following your dreams. They would tell me, keep struggling, keep failing. I didn't even understand it back then. I'm a freshman straight out of college. I'm 19. And these rich people are telling me is keep struggling. I'm like, okay.
Like, what the fuck is that?
I'm like,
He said, I'm gonna do that regardless.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
like,
nigga, tell me something I don't know.
yeah, like, nigga, like, okay.
Nah, I understand.
But it makes
that
all the
shit,
sense now. It's like, that actually connects to so much what we've talked about, like taking risk. People be like, people don't take risk. People like security, but it's like, why would I not take risk? Why would I not put myself in a position that could give me a life I can't even see right now.
Here,
Like,
wait
in
one
terms
sec.
of the physical, I can't even see it. Why would I not take that chance? And the only way I'm gonna take that, the only way I'm gonna see it through is by struggling. The only way I'm gonna see it through is by failing. Ain't no way I'm gonna get it on the first shot. I ain't that lucky.
I don't mean to cut you off,
Go ahead.
but what you said brought up an interesting question to me. Because they told you that, I'm really interested to know what age did they achieve their wealth at?
That's a good question. I know my uncle, I feel like, okay, what's interesting, he also came from a little bit of money, but not his.
I mean, bro,
he ain't come from billionaires.
you could come from $1 million and to take that to $1 billionaire, that's
yeah,
still
exactly.
that's
exactly,
self-made.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
I feel like, from my
That's
understanding,
basically starting from zero.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
If you got $1 million and you stay at $1 million, you didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Even though you're rich, you didn't do
all right,
shit.
so what's you said, so like at what age they started making it?
Yeah, because they told you that. Because they
Yeah.
said keep struggling. I'm interested to know what age did they achieve financial success? Because it seems like it was later in life.
Well, so they're in their 70s now.
Oh shit.
By the way, my family's a little older, so that's my uncle and my aunt, but they're in their 70s. All their kids, who are my first cousins, are in their 40s with kids, 30s and 40s.
You
with
got
kids.
knowledge.
Yeah, so this is like my family a little older.
We gotta go to Nigeria, bro.
Right.
But
I'll get my
what's it
passport.
called?
Jidenna
Jidenna better fly us out. Shit.
Like you say like when they start learning
what
all that,
age? Like what
What
age did they really
age?
achieve it? Because keep struggling. That sounds like someone who's been through it, bro.
well, like it's fuck. That's crazy. I'm dead. That's part of it. But y'all can still see me in the shot, man.
It's all good. Take your time.
Yeah, we just-
For anyone who's just listening right now, we had a drink
JD's a
spill.
tweak. For anyone who's listening, he's a tweaker. He's 100% tweaker. You know what I mean?
That crown is hitting. That's what I just saw.
It
I
was
just saw
me
that the
earlier.
crown's
I ain't
hitting.
gonna lie.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's all good. Thank God the hoodie's white, right?
Just sit down, bro.
Anyways.
It's all good. Take your time.
I'm back with it. So he asked, at what age did they kind of like realize that knowledge of like keep struggling? And I would say that's kind of just engraved into the upbringing in the third world country. The struggle is intrinsic. There's no way around that. And they grew up teenagers while Nigeria was having a civil war, which was like really deadly, really crazy. So like he actually, now that I remember it, I asked him, I said, like, Stan, when you start making all that money? In his 20s, in the early 60s and late 50s, Nigeria was in a civil war, and which killed and took a lot of people. And in the aftermath of the civil war, there was just a lot of opportunity. A lot of industries were crashed and destroyed. A lot of rich and famous people may have been killed, or their dynasties or industries, may have been swept under their feet. So essentially what's crazy, he kind of became rich in the same situation right now that we're in right now. Your nation kind of collapses right under its feet. And just like this pandemic we're in,
Mhm.
and how this has just kind of changed the entire economic, financial, social sphere. That was the same way in the early 60s. Nigeria had a civil war. And going straight into the 70s, when he had to be like in his late 20s, early 30s, he was already making moves. You know what I'm saying?
So that's when they started the transportation
Yeah, that's
industry?
when he essentially, I don't know the day, I don't know exactly when he started the transportation, but I know that's when he started making money. I know that's when he started making power moves, coming straight out of a depression.
Jesus Christ.
He came
That makes sense though.
straight out of the depression in Nigeria in the 60s. You know how you said, remember what Dad said? He said that this pandemic, with this crisis that we're in, is going to bring millionaires, billionaires, and witnesses.
Yeah, but
he was a billionaire.
the millionaires and billionaires, but they don't look at it as a crisis.
Put it like that.
He's a billionaire.
Put it like that. They was in a crisis. Like Dad said, it's going to be millionaires, billionaires, witnesses. He was a billionaire.
Dude, I just don't look at this as a crisis, bro.
Well, it's not. Well,
This is
you
like-
know why you
no,
don't look at it as a crisis
Because you have an
you're-
abundance mindset.
Yeah, you have an abundance mindset. If you go outside going, go to a regular store like Target or some shit where somebody's working, they in a crisis.
Be a single mama.
A single mother, and somebody.
In the industry
Let-
where
let-
like got laid off.
You feel what I'm saying? Let the country let this country or this state or this United States close down again.
You know, it's crazy. That's the crazy thing about perspective, dog. Because it's like, I know
Speaking of
largely
which.
why you don't feel like this is a crisis is because as we've entered, my bad. Part of why you don't see this as a crisis is as we've entered the crisis, you've more so raised your ceiling for success.
Yeah.
You've continued to work on yourself and raised your potential to be wildly successful.
And they ain't even starting with your actions. It's starting in your mind, bro.
Bro, it's just gonna sound crazy, bro. I traveled the most in 2020. I took the most flights I ever took in my life in 2020.
See?
It's not even crazy. I don't know, flights was cheap as hell.
Them shits was cheap as
Oh
fuck.
yeah, no, they're cheap as hell, but like,
It's ironic to the fact that we were in a pandemic.
It's ironic that you got the vid.
wait, what?
you didn't catch COVID.
I didn't catch COVID.
Nah,
No,
I know.
never did.
That's good, bro. That's good.
I think I'm just I wouldn't say I'm lucky. I just look at it like this, man. Like, you can just shut down. You can shut down and sit down and wait till you're told what to do and take a little bit of government
that's
money
mental. That's mental
to compensate you for just sitting right there. Or you can be like, shit, everyone else might be shut down, but I'm not shut down.
My only advice
I was doing
to people,
podcasts from the crib, bro. You know how much I hated that shit?
Yeah, that's
Doing the
just
video.
ass.
But I was like, you know what? We got to.
Yeah, that's
I
ass.
was traveling, making moves.
My only advice to people is to tell people this, but do what people fear the most. And that's why I told people, my team and everyone I was mentoring at the beginning of this pandemic, I said, we're going to do what people fear the most. Because, you know, even when you're investing in stuff, you tell people buy the fear, or buy the dip, or whatever it is. I say, like, take action towards, like, people was afraid to go out. No, go out. People going to talk about you when you out.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I'm glad you planted that seed. You know, I'm about to just attract more to my fears. And what you're speaking on is a concept I've known is like, it's a quote I've heard and always understood is like, God placed the greatest blessings in life right on the other side of fear.
Right? Just
And
like,
then
right
I look
on
at
it.
myself, I know at everything that like when I look at myself, I'm like, I could be doing this, I could be doing that, I could be doing an amazing job. But just the human just fear of like, oh, what if I can't and what people would think. That affects me a lot less than other people, but it still affects me to a certain degree, right?
because you
Being
actually
human.
thought about it.
Yeah, because I'm thoughtful and I'm conscious and I'm like in my head. So like I consider those things. However, I'm able to overcome those things. Like I could rap. I could really rap. Past tense, I really spat.
Hey.
Nah, but I'm playing like I could really rap, right?
Let's
But
get a bar real quick. I'll lead you in. His name is Jidenna. He goes by Deko. Boom.
His name is Jidenna. He said Deko, but it's Deko. From the north side where the boys call it Jico. I'm gonna make it sound like a freak though. She gonna shake it, sound like a freak hoe. You know? But anyway,
You know, if she was a freako, you know she came out of G-Co. No cap.
and she got on her knees 30 B low.
Call
But
her-
anyway.
Can't even say her name like that, but it's okay.
But I can really spit, right? But I know I'm not the only one. Like, I know, like, especially just speaking for my people, Black people are really talented. Like,
They don't
Black
even know
people
it,
are
bro.
like everybody. I'm a firm believer that God gave every human talent, and it's just up into you to look into yourself and discover it, and to really explore it and to grow it. But God gave all of us a gift. But I know my Black people, we're really musically inclined. We're rhythmically inclined. I know there's a lot of other dudes, a lot of other girls who can rap, who can sing their ass off, but they're held back by that fear.
That's crazy.
And that's what we was talking about, that fear. They're
In
held
order-
back by that fear, but I'm not.
That's crazy. In order to become, self-aware, you guys spend a lot of time with self. And a lot of people don't understand that. They spend a lot of time thinking and asking other people opinions and things of that name, what they think and all this. It's like, in order for you to become you, like the true you got to spend time with you and God. Because if not, guess what? You're going to always be that person that actually waits on somebody to tell you what to do. They say if you put, like, if I did a demonstration right now, like of a leader, my mentor always do this demonstration. He'll get 10, 15 people. He'll put them all and tell them to go out to the front of the room. And he'll say, okay, you can't speak, you can't talk, you can't take signs from anybody else in the crowd. And he would say, okay, well, put yourself in order without talking and speaking, or whatever, all the the guidelines, and he would say, put yourself in line from tallest to shortest, right? You have to like do that, and then after that they'll do that. Then he'll say, put yourself in order by your mother's maiden name, right? Now the leader, like the person is one person out of the whole group always does this. They either get a phone and start putting their maiden names on it, or they'll write on the board, or they get a piece of paper and write on it. And he said, it don't matter where you are in any group setting, a leader will always make his way out front and show itself. And a lot of people aren't leaders; they're followers. And it's only that one person out of the 10. That's why it's like the law of averages. That 1 out of 10 is gonna be a leader. And it's just like he's the 1 out of 10, I'm a 1 out of 10, and you're 1 out of 10. We all came from different backgrounds, different stories. But that's the only reason we're here, because we're leaders and we took time to do stuff on our own. But other people out here that watching this or listen to this, they're not necessarily leaders. They're following the shit that we're saying.
Damn, that's deep. Yo, before we get out of here, I know you're on a time frame.
I hope you're a leader if you're watching this and understand you could have been a follower every day of your life, but it's never too late to be what you imagine.
Damn.
Especially in the damn mirror.
Yeah, see, I was about to say, what's your message for the people? But there it is right there.
All right. And I already said my message, but y'all know who I am, man. Just follow the kid, Des_Howard.
Where can they follow you?
JAY_DEKO. That's J Deko.
Well, shit, man. Well, just like every other time, my name's
Hey,
Charbel
man.
Milan.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, no, you got one more thing to say?
Nah. I just wanted to say, man,
Go for it.
Charbel, it's amazing what you've done with your show.
Facts.
I'm glad to just be here in the progression and the maturation of this idea that you once had. And I just want to, give you your flowers because, the biggest indication to me of success is consistency. So you've been extremely consistent. The show's only got better. You've only got better guests over time. So, I'm glad to be here again.
I really appreciate it, man.
Facts, bro.
You were one of the early people that gave me a chance, bro. I wouldn't be here if you didn't take me seriously. Because a lot of people didn't. But you did. So I appreciate you, man.
For sure, fam.
And we're only gonna get better, and we're only gonna this won't be the last time we do this.
No, we're gonna keep taking it somewhere else, keep building. We're gonna keep building.
Can't wait till all of us billionaires, to be honest, bro.
Well, catch the video that I'm gonna drop with the pre and post. But just like every other time, my name is Charbel Milan. Today we got
J Deko.
Des Howard.
Yeah.
and this has been a time shared. Thank you so much.
Straight out of the know.